All right. Oh, okay. My bad. Sorry about that. So, can you hear me? You good?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, guys. Welcome to season 3, episode 1. I'm here with Olinda of UnHeard DMV, local and upcoming artists, as you can see behind her. So, Olinda, if you want to introduce yourself a little bit.
So my name is Olinda. I'm an artist in the DMV. I was raised here in Maryland. I'm grew up in Langley Park, and I'm just an artist trying to uh, just spread the word of mental health awareness because that's where my business started. Um, and to be honest, it's just uh, a Spanish girl trying to paint and show the world what I could do with my art, and also tell everybody about my journey and how I got to painting.
Okay, that's cool. Dope, dope. And as always, as before, I really appreciate the artwork and I appreciate you coming on the pod. This is my first time having an artist of your style on the podcast, so this is special for me. And you'll be my first Spanish guest as well. So
Oh,
this
okay.
is definitely, definitely want to broaden horizons on that. So first question I'm gonna ask you, like I told you, this goes. I'll just ask a couple questions, then we'll just let the conversation just like
Yeah,
flow through.
sure, that's fine.
So, is there any upcoming? Well, first of all, I'm sorry. How did you get into painting? How did this? Is this therapeutic or is this just a hobby? Just let the
Um,
guests know, the listeners
so
know. I'm sorry.
so basically, the way I started to paint was because I always had a passion for art. Art was always like my first love. Since I was like I could remember, I could say 7, 8. So it's always been something that I had a passion for. But apparently, how I got to like painting was because I went through a major depression. Um, like it was just like a therapeutic thing for me to like um, just do when I felt sad. So most of the times when I had like when I had spare time and I felt like I was just being introverted, or I just felt like I couldn't understand what I was going through, I would just paint. If I had like a circumstance, I would paint. So that's how I started making a collection of art pieces and just consistently making them. And that's how I started, discovering my talent.
That's very dope. That's dope. And that's very brave of you, and I commend you on speaking to mental health and sharing your experience as well. I just want to ask you on the personal side. Does your mood affect your artwork?
Yes.
Okay.
It really does. I feel like everything, like if I feel like I wanted to express something and I don't understand what I'm feeling, definitely I would take, a canvas and just freestyle and just try to see what my mind is trying to tell me. So I'll just make a line, and then from there on I'll just see if if I see anything within the line, and then I'll just paint it out.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. Do you care to explain any of the artwork behind you, just for the viewers?
So The one in the middle, that one is Queen. That's the Queen of Love.
Okay.
Um, she's basically most of my art pieces you would see is like a universe or godlike type of theme. So this is my universe collection. These are two of my pieces from the universe collection, and that one too. But that one's a little bit more separate. But this one right here is called Queen of Love, and
Okay.
it's kind of like a system that I feel like love. That's how love is, and it's like a system type of thing where there's someone that I would say is a goddess or someone that is like a godlike type of um, entity or not person, but like something up in the universe that takes control of what love looks like here on Earth. As you can tell, there's this Earth down there, and then she has a cards full of decks that are coming out, and they're um, kind of like flying out of her heart.
Right.
And then from there, you see the symbol men and women, which could be feminine energy and masculine energy. So the deck of cards, you won't know, like, the purpose of the painting is that you don't know where love falls.
Got you. Very deep and
Hmm.
very very vibrant too.
Yeah, so that one is, and then you could tell the background is kind of like another world behind it, like a heaven like world behind it, which is separate from love. It's probably a different world. So for me, when I painted this, I was trying to figure out how love
Hmm.
works, and I
Okay.
feel like it kind of made me think about how does it work up, like how does the universe control that, and I came up with that conclusion because right there is a time capsule.
I got you.
Hmm.
So, fun fact about myself. Up until about like sixth grade, I like. I'm a big Dragon Ball Z guy.
Right.
But about sixth grade, I realized that I couldn't draw like that. So, I really appreciate anyone that's good with their hands and that can paint or draw. Because that's not my thing. I can put ideas down, but that's how that's kind of how I got into podcasting.
Right. Right.
I like to say like I had to get the gab. I can speak on it, but it takes special people like you to maybe use your hands and your vision to actually put it out there. So really appreciate that.
I feel like everybody has a creative like thing. Um, it could be art, it could be cooking, it could be speaking, but it's just a form of art, and everybody has a unique way of sending a message. Cause I feel like
Absolutely.
uh I think we're here to send messages to each other because that's the only way we could express each other like what we truly feel or what we want to happen or what we want to
Mm-hmm.
express like in general, like. So I'm glad that you're doing this podcast because um a lot of people don't know how to get to that point of expression, and there's like people like you that build this podcast to help others, express themselves. So it's so great that you're doing podcasts.
I appreciate that. I know this is usually a question. Like I'm not saying that I'm being psychic, but I usually get this almost every episode. So I got into podcasting because I had a cousin from North Carolina. Shout out to Justin. So we had like a group, or like a saying, pretty much like a group, which we called MSC, which was make shit cool. But then like he started doing his entrepreneur thing, and he's like a couple years ahead of me. So by the time I got out of high school, I wanted to kind of like brand myself, but it was always gonna be a vlog or a blog. But then like I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't like writing, but I'm more so like visual, video, audio, like. And right around like COVID, my fiance got pushed me to like do the podcast. So I would stay up during COVID, like to 2, 3 in the morning, just listening and watching some of my favorite YouTube guys or podcasters. Like, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Pivot or I Am Athlete, and it's like some other guys I would watch, and just watching their like their mannerisms and you know the subject matter is like I think I can do this. Maybe not as well as them starting off, but you know that's kind of how I got started. Just that was my inspiration.
Yeah, cause like podcasts, like the podcast is coming up. Like a lot of people, because of I feel like because what's going on in the world, a lot of people are like, a lot of people are doing podcasts. Like a lot. It's like it wasn't like that before when we like back in the
Mhm.
days. It was just more like um it was more like I guess entertainment, but now it's like where people are speaking up, people are talking about what's going on or like what's happening, and you know we need. I think it's great that this is happening.
Yeah, I kind of look at it like as a kind of like music in a certain way. Like you have certain podcasts that like to trash women or vice
Right,
versa. You know, I look at myself as like being, if I had to compare myself to like, or put myself or categorize myself as being like more so like a serious artist
mm-hmm,
with my work, but I'm versatile as well. So I
right,
try to be like a Kendrick, something like that, where like, okay, my work is serious, but I can tune down and still make good content. But I'm not going to dumb my stuff down and just create like negative work on purpose.
right,
That's
right.
kind of where where I stand. But I have another question for you too. Where's your favorite like local museum? And if you don't have a favorite local museum, what's your favorite museum? Period.
The look. Well, I to be honest,
Mm-hmm.
I think the one in DC. I think it was. See, I'm a homebody, so
I got you.
to be
Yeah.
honest, like I haven't been like I know I'll be painting and stuff, but I haven't been like hitting up the museums all the time. I probably went to one art museum, probably two art museums, and I think it was like it was like an art museum where it was like more so furniture of like antiques and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then I don't I think it was like probably a long time ago, like a long time ago. But I like if there is a museum that I would want to go to, it would be like the one that's what's called
The
the Smith.
Smithsonian.
Yeah, the Smithsonian. I haven't
Okay.
gone. Everybody's gone, but I'm like I haven't gone. So I'm
Oh
like
yeah.
I need to see like the colors and stuff. But I have gone to this place called Artec House.
Okay.
So like that's something I like to go to because it's like they always have like different themes. I think I've gone to the cherry blossom one,
Oh yeah, that's dope.
and I think it was like a
Okay.
Halloween one. Yeah, so I'll probably say I like that. I do enjoy like the Art Tech House.
Okay. See,
Hmm.
with the Smithsonian, I had an uncle, God rest his soul. He was a veteran. He served for Vietnam.
Mm.
He served in the Vietnam War. I'm sorry. So he would take me down to the Smithsonian and all that as a kid. So like I've been in and out of it for years. But that's dope with the architect house. I have to get out there. And I also before.
Even the
Mhm.
Bible Museum, is the Bible Museum looks like
Okay.
look fun. It'll look fun to go to too.
See, I haven't been down there.
Yeah, that would looks really nice. Hmm.
I had another question I wanted to ask you. I know we're going to definitely dive into mental health because I know
Okay.
you said painting kind of was like your getaway.
Right.
So another question, just a couple more questions, then we can really jump into that because I definitely want you to tell your story.
Okay.
What was I going to ask you? Which or is there an artist or a few artists that you look up to or that you feel like you're chasing? That inspire you to go. Do you like, like for me, the podcast that I kind of inspire me. I'm not saying I rival them because they don't know who I am yet, but I definitely like in my head, like I kind of say I have to chase them. Like that'd be my ghost that I'm chasing.
Right.
Do you have any artists like that?
Um. Well, to be honest, there's this guy named Bruto. I think his name is Bruto.
Okay.
Um, he's done a lot of art pieces for like a lot of famous people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like he did a painting for DJ Khaled. He's a Brazilian artist.
Okay.
I saw him like 2 years ago. At I think Montgomery Mall, and like he was selling all his art pieces, and it was his art pieces are very colorful, and they're very like they're not as they're not as complex. Like they're not. It's not considered. I don't think it's considered abstract. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But the fact that it's so colorful and it's kind of like a 90s retro. He does like a 90s retro look.
Okay.
It just was kind of like, damn, he's doing it with that retro style,
Okay.
and I'm like, damn, like if he could do something like that, is like it's not like uh it's more so kind of like it's not simple, but it's just very colorful, like
I
happy.
get what you're saying. It's like
Yeah,
it's so simple that it stands out.
yeah,
You
and
know.
a lot of people recognize for his happiness through the paintings, and it's like, yeah, I mean, that looks super dope. Like it's just so colorful, and I was just like, I want to be like him, because when I saw him, yo, he was selling a lot of small little pieces for like a lot.
Okay.
And I was like, damn, people really are coming here to see this man, and it's just like small pieces that cost like 100 for a small piece. I was like, damn, like I would love somebody to be like that about my work.
Well, I think you keep up personally. Like you'll definitely get there. Just keep grinding. Um. You told us you were from Langley Park. I
Oh yeah,
stayed. I stayed in
Langley
the
Park.
Delphi.
Like, I'm just kidding.
Nah. You good? You good? I stayed in the Delphi for like a little. I want to say a year or so. So Hyattsville, Langley Park, and Delphi. It's a lot of graffiti. All over the DMV, it's a lot of graffiti, pretty much.
Yeah.
Now, did that inspire you? Was there any graffiti that you ever wanted to spray? Have you done it?
No, but I've always wanted to. Like, well, when
Okay.
I was in high school, there was like, cause in high school there was like a group of guys.
Okay.
I was probably the only girl there. It was my friend Adolfo, Ronald, and my friend John Sevilla. Like they were very good uh guys. They're really good at graffiti.
Okay.
Um some of what I guess my friend Adolfo, he's in New York right now, and he's actually has paint like art pieces in magazines.
Oh,
Like
that's
he
dope.
took it serious. He really took it serious. He's in New York, and I haven't reached out to him, but I do see that he took it serious since high school. And then I still keep in touch with my other friend. He hasn't been painting often, but we always talk about it.
Okay.
And then I don't know about Ronald. I haven't seen him or talked to him, but he's always been doing graffiti. I don't think he's ever stopped. So
That's what's
during
up.
that time, I wanted to, but because my parents are strict,
Yeah, I get it.
so
Moms wasn't going for that.
yeah, so we wouldn't like I wasn't able to like go out and do stuff like that. So but I've always wanted to. Like sometimes I'm like, damn, I should definitely just go. But I'm like, I'm too scared.
Nah, man, I would love to if we do that, if we can catch up together, if I could like vlog it or whatever, that'd
Hmm.
be dope. Just your opinion, just kind of random, and then we're really gonna jump into your brand.
Okay.
Um, just kind of warm you up a little bit with these questions. What was your opinion, if you paid attention to it, to the Kobe Bryant mural, or not that one, the Nipsey Hussle one? Do you think you could have done better, or
Well, I have a Nipsey Hustle painting.
okay,
So like I feel like I freestyled it. I kind of regret regret messing it up at the end because of the color of the skin color of mixing paint is sometimes to get like the right color, it takes time because it's like mixing, right?
yeah,
So like the first try I did it, it was perfect, but I just wasn't satisfied, and then I fucked it up. But I did take a picture of it. So to be honest, if I was able to do it again, I think I would be able to I think I would be able to do a good job, to be honest.
I got you. We would
Hmm.
love to see that. You know, like something again. I would love to post. One more question. I'm sorry. I would kill myself, not literally, but if I didn't ask this question, and my sneaker guys and females, are there any? Are you into shoes at all? Like,
Um, I do like shoes,
okay,
but I'm not a person. I mean, if I had the money in the world, I would buy all the shoes that, like I like Nike Dunks, but them joints are
okay,
expensive. I like the Travis Scott's, the what's it called? The
the
Travis Scott,
ones,
the what's it called? They're like black with the white hems.
the ones, or the like Travis Scott got so many daggone shoes, but
They're
what I
called
was going to
Phantoms. They're called
the
Phantoms.
Phantoms. Okay,
Yeah, if I had money in the world, I would buy the Phantoms and some like Dunks and some like Jordan 4s with the white with the red.
okay.
But
So
shit, them joints expensive, man. I
nah, I
can't.
was nah. You ain't lying. I was going to ask, like, well, since you named you have the Scots that you're talking about. You have the fours and you have the Dunks. Which silhouette would you like to paint if they gave you, say, hey, you do your own thing? Out of those shoes, which ones would you like to paint the most? And you just do your own thing.
As in like paint the shoe.
You just do your own colorway with it with a paintbrush or whatever material
Within
you
the
need.
shoe.
hmm
Definitely, I feel like mm, definitely I have to have my yellow like statement because I love
Okay.
yellow.
Okay.
And then also maybe add a little bit of like a orange, like a peachy orange, because I always use peachy orange like for my paintings and stuff.
Okay.
And then definitely black because like I like black.
I
But it would
got
be
you.
like, and then maybe if I had to make it look more kind of like maybe like a purple, like a metallic purple.
I like where that's going already. So
Hmm.
I know it's getting a little late. Not rushing you at all, but let's
Hmm.
dive into your brand. If you can explain UnHeard, and also just dive into the mental health side with your painting. Not get too deep, but just let the listeners know and the viewers know. But first, you can start with the UnHeard brand. Let us know, what that's all about.
So basically, Unheard is basically for anybody that ever like felt like they couldn't speak up on behalf of their dreams, on behalf of their goals, or they just felt unheard for not being understood. Um, it could be like unheard as in like being in a domestic violence. It could be the mental health. It could be all types of things where you just feel unheard or misunderstood, or you just not speaking up either way, you know.
Dope. I like
So
that.
I feel like um my brand is more so to express in being heard and take the chance to speak up on whatever really does matter, which is you, yourself, your person, and your future. Because sometimes the only way for you to create something is if you speak it into existence. And so I feel like a lot of people lack knowing that we have power within our words.
That's facts. I really appreciate that. So just to close out, like I said, I know it's getting a little late.
Yeah, yes, okay.
Um, so if you want to dive into how painting helped you out, on the mental health side, and just
Hmm.
maybe how painting, if not painting it, and I can dive into how podcasting or speaking can help. Just so we can speak from our respective crafts on how to help people dealing with mental health.
So because I was depressed for several years. Since I was 15, it was like uh on and off depression, and also because I didn't have my family, because they're foreign. It's the minorities, they don't really believe that there's such thing, that there's no type of depression, like if like if you could just go on and just get hit by a bus and it won't affect you, like it's just not like they don't understand.
The older
So
generation of thinking.
yeah, it's so like for the people that have it, I encourage them to always take it serious first and foremost. Always take it serious and always seek help. um Medication is not something that is considered doesn't make the person crazy. It's crazy that you don't take the medication. It's crazy that you don't seek help. It's crazy that you don't seek therapy. That's considered crazy because that's being delusional that you don't need help. And to be honest, there's a lot of hurt people out here. A lot
Facts.
of hurt people. So it's like it is it's kind of like everybody is hurting. I don't think there's no person hurting in this world. I mean, if you have the life of even if you were rich, there's people that are rich and still hurting.
That's big
But
fact.
so it's kind of like, you know, when someone feels sad and it's uncontrollable, please seek help. Please, find a therapist. Please uh find someone that understands what depression means, because not everybody believes it, not everybody understands it. And if you find someone that takes it serious, you know keep that person close, because for me, I didn't have like a solid foundation.
Foundation.
So
Okay.
like for me, the only way, if that's the case for a person that doesn't have a support system, I recommend you to pray as much as you can, read the Bible as much as you can, meditate as much as you can, and just find people that understand what that means. Because it's not an easy journey. It's really fucking hard. It's
That's
a really,
facts. I really appreciate you for opening up, and just to close out, guys. I suffered with depression myself for some time. Uh, I know, people say they jump on here with me and I make them feel comfortable, but like I'm anxious too when I get behind the camera. I'm anxious when I'm walking around this world every day, just like anyone else.
right.
And as a child, they always told me, "Shut up, I talk too much." I just turned that into even throughout high school. Some of my friends tell me, "Shut up." I always say like, "You're not my real friend if you never had to tell me shut up once before." But with this podcast, I don't have to shut up until the mic is turned off. But I use this to speak. This after an episode is kind of therapeutic, and I hope you know, even if it's just a little, I hope this kind of relieved any stress or any feelings that you may have had, because I really enjoyed making this episode with you as well.
I mean, thank you for having me. I do want to say that the speaking on mental health, the only person that I would say that had so much that helped me get through it was my grandma. I'm not gonna lie. I just want to put it out there because my grandma she was old school, but she for some reason was the one that truly
Understood.
understood. She was an angel to me, and I think everybody wasn't really on with the program, but she was. So,
It's nothing like that grandma love. That's
oh
how it
yeah,
was.
she passed away like like a year ago, and for COVID, so 2 years ago. And
I'm sorry to hear that.
so I just want to say thank you for having me. I know it's kind of late, but I just want to just put my grandma out there because my grandma was an angel, and she was the one that was my support system.
No problem. We'll definitely talk off camera if you want to do a part two.
Okay.
I'm definitely down for it. If you want to drop this first and we'll come back and do a part two later, I'm cool with that. But I really appreciate you for opening up. And I don't want to shut this off, but I know I gotta go. You gotta go to work tomorrow.
Yes, I gotta go to
I
work
gotta go to
tomorrow.
work too, guys. We work at the same place, so
I go out work at 2, so I would be waking up at 7 regardless. Cause I don't know, my mom be waking up at 7.
oh, see, look, I don't want to throw her off, and I gotta still tuck myself in too. Thank you, guys.